Danielle Collins and Coco Gauff's hilarious take on no free feet pics, a night out to remember. On a night when tennis rackets were finally set aside and laughter took center stage, Danielle Collins and Coco Gauff reminded the world that behind the fierce forehands and championship focus are two women who know how to live, joke, and enjoy the moment. What began as a simple night out quickly transformed into a viral memory. One playful phrase, no free feet pics, becoming the unexpected punchline that captured their humor, friendship, and refreshing authenticity. This wasn't about controversy. It wasn't about drama. It was about personality, about freedom, about two elite athletes stepping out of the spotlight of competition and into the glow of real life, where jokes land naturally, friendships feel easy, and the internet once again can't look away. When the stadium lights go dim, the professional tennis calendar is unforgiving. Tournaments blur together. Cities change weekly, and pressure becomes a constant companion. For Coco Gauff, the prodigy turned global superstar, and Danielle Collins, the unapologetically bold competitor known for wearing her heart on her sleeve, moments away from the tour are rare and precious. So when the two found themselves with a free evening, no match schedule looming, no press obligations weighing down their shoulders, they did what any close friends might do. They went out. No cameras planned. No headlines expected. Just vibes. But as the modern world has proven time and again, the smallest moments, especially when they involve charismatic athletes with massive followings, have a funny way of becoming legendary. Two personalities, one perfect dynamic. At first glance, Coco Gauff and Danielle Collins might seem like opposites. Coco, still astonishingly young despite years in the spotlight, carries herself with thoughtful composure. She's reflective, socially aware, and often speaks with maturity beyond her years. Danielle, on the other hand, is fiery, outspoken, and never afraid to say exactly what she's thinking, on court or off. And yet, that contrast is exactly what makes their dynamic electric. Danielle brings bold humor. Coco brings sharp wit. Together, they form a friendship that feels genuine, unfiltered, and refreshingly real, especially in a sports world where media training often smooths away individuality. That night out wasn't about image management. It was about being human. The joke, that took over the internet. Somewhere between music, laughter, and late-night energy, the now famous phrase appeared. No free feet pics. It was lighthearted, clearly tongue-in-cheek, a playful jab at internet culture, influencer expectations, and the absurd ways fame intersects with social media. Danielle delivered it with her trademark humor. Coco reacted the way only a true friend can, laughing, leaning in, and fully embracing the joke. Within hours, the phrase took on a life of its own. Fans laughed. Memes followed. Comment sections exploded with amusement. But what really resonated wasn't the joke itself. It was the comfort between them, the ease, the sense that this wasn't staged or calculated. It was just two friends being themselves. Why the moment worked. In a digital age flooded with overproduced content, authenticity stands out. This moment worked because it wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't polished. It wasn't trying to sell anything. It was spontaneous humor from two athletes who understand the strange, sometimes ridiculous ecosystem of online fame. Coco and Danielle weren't mocking fans. They were laughing with the culture, acknowledging the weirdness, owning the joke, setting boundaries while smiling about it. And in doing so, they reminded everyone that elite athletes don't owe the internet constant access to their lives, especially not for free. Coco Gauff beyond the baseline. For Coco Gauff, moments like these add dimension to a public image often framed by pressure and expectation. She's been called the future of tennis since her teens. Every win is analyzed, every loss dissected. Yet here she was, laughing freely, unguarded, present. It showed fans something important. Coco isn't just a champion. She's a young woman enjoying her life, her friendships, and her freedom. That relatability is powerful. It's why fans connect to her not just as an athlete, but as a person navigating fame with grace and humor. Danielle Collins, unfiltered and unapologetic. If Coco represents the calm center, Danielle Collins is the spark. Her humor that night was classic Danielle. Bold, self-aware, and just edgy enough to be unforgettable. She's never pretended to fit neatly into expectations, and that authenticity has earned her a fiercely loyal fan base. Danielle doesn't dilute herself for approval. She doesn't shy away from personality, and that confidence gives moments like this their edge. The joke wasn't loud, it was smart, and it landed perfectly. Friendship in a competitive world. Tennis is often portrayed as a lonely sport, one player, one court, one opponent. But moments like this reveal a deeper truth. Friendships thrive behind the scenes. Coco and Danielle's night out showed that competition doesn't cancel camaraderie, that rivals can be friends, that respect and humor can coexist with ambition. Their laughter felt earned, like a shared exhale after months of grind. Fans react and why it mattered. The fan response was instant and joyful. This is why I love them. Protect this friendship at all costs. Finally, athletes being real. The internet didn't just laugh, it connected, because in that small, silly phrase was something universal. The joy of setting boundaries with humor. The freedom of not taking everything too seriously. The comfort of being yourself with people who get you. The power of saying less. What's remarkable is how little was actually said and how much it meant. No long caption, no explanation, no follow-up interview, just a moment. And sometimes that's enough. In an era of constant commentary, Coco Gauff and Danielle Collins let the laughter speak for itself. A night that became a memory. Long after the memes fade and the timelines move on, that night will remain something special for them. Not because it went viral, not because it made headlines, but because it was real. A reminder that joy doesn't need permission, that humor is a form of power, and that even the world's best athletes deserve nights where the only goal is to laugh until it hurts. Final serve, why we'll remember this. Danielle Collins and Coco Gauff's hilarious take on no free feet pics wasn't just a funny moment. It was a snapshot of modern sports culture at its best. Human, unfiltered, joyful. It showed us that greatness doesn't disappear when the match ends. It just takes a different form. And sometimes all it takes to remind the world is one perfectly timed joke shared between friends on a night out to remember. Crescent moon tennis sparkles. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.